Good morning. I hope you're fine. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about atmosphere. I know during the physical lessons we spoke at length about the atmosphere and the mood. So today I'm just going to add more information on that, just to reinforce it and also to remind you. So by definition, the atmosphere is the general feeling of a story. The atmosphere is a general feeling of a story. Okay, so the atmosphere controls and conveys the feelings of the story. So every story rather, has to have a general feeling, yeah, which needs to be conveyed and also needs to be controlled. That's very important. Conveyed and controlled. Okay. So here, the atmosphere shows the visual and emotional part of the story. So it's not only about what you see, the sensory details, it's also about the emotions themselves. What kind of emotion is the environment carrying? What kind of emotion are we getting from the whole story? And what kind of things do we see, do we imagine to see? All right? So then those things they do what? They create a general feeling in the end. Right? For example, if you can say it was a gloomy day, yeah? And that's just direct, not very interesting. Rather, if you just say low, heavy, dark clouds, or you just say dense air or darkness of the gutter, that is going to convey the general feeling of the story, isn't it? The atmosphere is all about what you say and how you say it. So, for example, if you say eerie shadows or tree scents, eerie shadows or tree scents. So you're describing the forest, and you say it has eerie shadows, or you say there was some, and you describe the scents, right? So if you the first part, if you say eerie shadows, what comes to your mind? A dark atmosphere. And if you say to speak about tree scents, the smell, the trees, and if you say the tree sense, the word sense is a positive word, isn't it? So you tend up to bring what? A positive image, isn't it? So if you think about the sentence structure of, sentence structure to create the atmosphere, you have to choose accordingly. So for you to create a positive atmosphere, what do? You use gentle words and long sentences. If you want to create a negative atmosphere, what do you use? You use discomforting atmosphere. Yeah? So rather use discomforting words and short sentences, right? So at home, how can I create the atmosphere? How can I come up with the atmosphere? So for you to come up with an atmosphere, you can use your own references. Yeah, this can be music. So if you're feeling that I have to write something negative or something dark, you can listen to music that is also dark. Yeah, but of course in the exam you won't be given the opportunity to do so. But this is just for practice. So you think about dark music. That can create in your mind this kind of feeling, and also you can put on paper easily. All right, and you can think about the color palettes also. So you have a picture, you have a painting. So you can think about the palettes that you want to use on the painting. Are they dark or are they light? Right? So this is also going to create the atmosphere as you need. All right. And not just so when you think about atmosphere, you can also think about the scenes around the character, right? So you can say birds were chirping. Of course, I wouldn't encourage you to write that. You can use a little bit more detail than birds were chirping or some kind of stuff. But you think about birds moving around the character, or the people people around the character, they can also create the atmosphere. But fast, the movement here, it's one of the easiest way to create the atmosphere, right? How are the people moving? Is it silent? Are there birds around the person? And so on and so forth. And this can easily create the atmosphere and the mood, right? And also to create an atmosphere, you need to be very, very specific. Don't be vague. Yeah? Be very specific. Don't say the weather was cold. No, don't say that. You can be very, very specific. You can actually describe the aspect of the weather, what made it cold. What exactly was in the weather. Dig deeper into the details. Yeah. But you shouldn't overuse it. You can just throw them around your story, like spice it up. You know what I mean? Pepper it up, but don't overuse it. But still, be very specific. Don't be vague. The description, the small details, add a wonderful description. All right. And then you can think about the poetic devices. We speak about metaphors, similes, alliteration. Think about those ones. Yeah. So, for example, if you're using a metaphor, it should reinforce the image of the what, the atmosphere itself. You can also say the sun was really like a disembodied heart, right? To describe a positive atmosphere, you cannot use that, right? If you do so, then you're not reinforcing what, the positive the positive atmosphere. You're not even reinforcing it. You have to reinforce it. It should not contradict the what you call it, the atmosphere. It should not contradict. So that you, the metaphors, the symbols you use, it should not be opposite to the atmosphere. It should not contradict the atmosphere, rather, right? So create poetic devices. They are also very important, but should not be overused. And also remember, they should not contradict, or they should not be the opposite of the atmosphere that you're trying to create. I hope that was fine. Have a nice day.